Last time on Shadowrun Button Run. Approaching Bitzy's apartment, the team make a plan for infiltration. Franklin facilitates entry through the digital security. All renders slick and visible, and the two enter, her semi-legitimately and he not at all legitimately. There is no answer to Orla's knock at the apartment door, so she tries it, and it accepts her credentials and lets her in. There's a strange collection of partially painted plaster models and assorted paraphernalia on a table. A quick astral survey reveals nothing. In the bedroom, under an upturned dresser, an area of carpet has been cut out. In the bathroom are more subtly suspicious clues, including a drop of blood. Franklin compiles a sprite to track Flick, and Orla prepares a spell to track Bitzy or whoever using the blood that Neil's I Spy found on the bathroom floor. Outside the building, 4 elf barbarian cyclists rock up with some serious ordnance and head inside. Clay and Neil follow them, and Franklin hijacks a nearby advertising drone and yeets it big time into the back of one of the interlopers. Neil challenges the others, who respond belligerently, and a gunfight ensues. Neil shotguns one, and Clay mops up the other two with a stun bomb. Neil stuns one more permanently, and he and Clay secure another. Another APN goon materializes by Neil's car and opens fire, tagging Neil, who returns fire with lethal accuracy. Another, mostly invisible, wannabe elf does a runner. Orla and Slick return to the car, and we make ourselves scarce while Franklin hacks an incoming Peace Force drone long enough to make good our escape. Neil detects something fucky on the car and deploys an I Spy to have a look into one wheel arch. Examining the device with the drone, Neil determines that it employs an accelerometer. I didn't mention here that it's a bomb, so it's a bomb. And that is now Keanu Reeves or possibly Sandra Bullock. Slick just bails out at 50 Ks extremely gracefully. Orla follows suit, wrapped in an oversized armor jacket, rolling into a store stocked with fruit and veg, and coming to a safe if messy halt. Just as Neil is planning to do something sketchy, Clay summons a massive crow spirit, which manifests and lifts the car, flying it over a section of half-constructed highway. Neil climbs out the window and onto the bonnet and attempts to detach the bomb, which he does, flinging it away safely, but falls off the car in the process, rolling to a slightly battered stop. Orla and Slick hop into the Uber that Franklin has ordered, while gaping onlookers stare at where the flying car went. Neil gets back into the non-exploded Toyota, and we arrange to reconvene at a karaoke bar in a private room. To Neil's consternation, this is not a suitable venue for ritual magic, so we go to Clay's practice space instead, where he has a medicine lodge, which is the sort of place where that thing can be done, apparently. Clay and Orla get to work. After some hours, they establish a ritual link to the donor of the blood from Bitzy's bathroom. Meanwhile, Neil cleans up the SUV and remembers the hog-tied APN deck in the back. He drags him inside, and he and Slick ask him some pointed questions. Some good cop, bad cop gets some info about Big John, who's from Salem, re-establishing an APN chapter house in Portland. At length, he reveals several useful details. The chapter house is an old firing range on the city fringe. Franklin summons a sprite for his own digital protection. Slick and Neil decide to scout out the chapter house while the ritual is still going on. That location is in progress at the abandoned premises of the Golden Assurance Bank. And that brings us up to date.
Okay, so who's doing what?
Well, Slick and Neil are outside the Golden Assurance Bank, and I can't remember if we'd planned to do anything about it at the moment, or...
Yeah, maybe we need to hash out our plan. Do you remember what we were going to do? We were just going to have a nosy round. We weren't doing anything pretty crazy. I just think we were just having a quick peek, weren't we?
Yeah, I don't remember.
We didn't want to get engaged in anything too wild.
Yeah, I don't remember, but that sounds right.
That's what I feel like we were on the way to do.
Okay, so it's one of the more crowded streets, or at least narrow streets in progress. There's a little bit of foot traffic. It's getting towards mid-afternoon on a fairly cloudy day, so it's quite dark outside, and it's not helped by the fact that the medium to high-rise buildings on either side, which have not seen maintenance for several years, block out most of the natural light from above and only barely replace it with some artificial light of their own. The brightest spot being somewhere down on the end of the corner, which looks like a free clinic of some kind. There's a small crowd clustered outside of it.
Quick clarification. In my notes, it says that the chapter house is an old firing range on the city fringe, and now we've gone to a bank building. Do I have anything wrong, or are these separate places, or...?
They're separate places. So the bank is where the blood led to. The chapter house is where the gang members obviously came from after you interrogated one of them.
Right, so Slick and I, we're actually at the firing range.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's not. I said the wrong thing because my notes weren't good enough.
Okay, cool. So, in that case, remember what I just said for when you go to the bank later on. And in the meantime, so the chapter house is instead, in contrast to that, it's in a more overgrown and underdeveloped portion of the city. Mostly scrubland surrounding it, and the thing it bears in common is the fact that this place is also falling apart, it seems. A few cars parked in the car park out front, none of which appear to be particularly well maintained either. And you can hear the echoing shots from within. Well, muffled more than echoing.
Does it look like it's open to the public?
None of the augmented reality stuff is on display, which for most denizens of the Sixth World would indicate that there's nothing on offer for them.
Well, Neil, how about we just walk in? I think you're a big guy. Let's just maybe pretend I could do with a few pointers on shooting a pistol. I need to get better with my pistol. Do we just walk in and you say, can I teach my friend how to shoot a pistol, and we'll just have a nosy round?
Well, the no AR thing is a pretty big indicator that wouldn't be a logical thing, but we can try it. What I might do first, though, is send the iSpy in and see what it looks like.
Okay, well, there doesn't appear to be any open doors or windows. It's an enclosed firing range, so it's not an outdoor one. It's just a long rectangular building, essentially. There's a small porch out the front of it with what looks like it would have been the main entrance back in the day. Nowadays, it's just got a simple lock set up on it, a mag lock.
There's no guards at the door or anything, is there? Or people patrolling?
There's a camera pointing out above the door into the car park, but that's it.
Hey Neil, I reckon we just knock on the door, see who's home. It doesn't look like there's anybody guarding it, so surely if we're just friendly people, we can figure out what's going on, say hello.
Okay, when we interrogated old mate, didn't he say that they were targeting us specifically? He did. So I think they know what we look like.
Fair point.
I did like the knocking on the door idea. Even if it was just a way, even if they told us to fuck off, we could sneak the iSpy in. But we would need a disguise or a third party, I think. Otherwise, it's going to quickly turn into a confrontation.
Well, should we bother with this, or do you think maybe Franklin could help us out and clear the ice so I can sneak in? Block out some cameras. That's the only option I can think.
Yeah, I'm sure he could do that, and that would be much smarter. Yeah.
And then I could do my little sneaky jobby, see what the deal is. Well, I think Slick then sends a message to Franklin, see if he wants to actually help out. Be like, hey man, you free? You got a minute?
I'm never free.
So I take it you can help us then. Was that a yes?
I mean, of course I can help. I'm amazing.
Well, with you being so amazing, can you potentially block out some cameras for us while I try and sneak through?
Is this in furtherance of the Rescue Bitzy agenda?
Yes, it is. Me and Neil have some info that we're running with that we got out of our little hostage guy. So, yeah, I think it's part of the important side of things.
Alright. Alright. Well, if it wasn't, I'd need a purchase order. You're lucky it is.
Is this guy purchase orders again with your pricings?
So, yeah. Can I do what they're asking? I'm pretty sure I can do what they're asking.
Like he's just got to bill it to the right appropriate cost centers. Or
Oh God. Let's keep that sort of talk out of here. Just quick point of order. What did you do with your hostage?
I think we just left him there, didn't we? We left him tied up on the chair, didn't we? We didn't actually
I
do
think
anything.
so. Yeah, I think he's. I didn't recall closure to that particular situation. So, all right, it's worth bearing in mind because I like to remember this sort of thing. Okay, so you're going to take a quick look at their system virtually, Franklin.
Yeah. And if I can, I imagine to do what they want might require like complex action shop.
Pretty much, yeah. It's they don't as appropriate for their heritage, even though this iteration seems slightly more willing to embrace technology. Although it's not like Franklin had any dealings with the previous version anyway, but these guys have a little bit of matrix security, but it's to the extent of like changing the network ID of your router and telling it to be hidden, that kind of thing. Safe from the most basic of hacking attempts, casual kind of stuff.
Do they have any like cameras or like infrared IR detectors or anything guarding the this address?
Okay, so what we'll need to do is get you access to the system first. So it'll still be a roll. It's just going to be controlled.
What attribute would I be rolling for that? Would that be operate or?
Yeah, in this case, operate.
I think I have 2 dice in operate. Just a second. I'm loading up my sheet.
Basically, the operate roll will it'll determine how successful you were at gaining access to that stuff.
3 in operate, looks like.
3 in operate? Oh, good. Roll 3, please.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's success, but with a consequence. So it controls consequences fairly minor. So in this case, your presence will activate some intrusion countermeasures, although they won't be actively searching. It would just mean further actions in the system will be a little more dangerous as they will be on patrol. The system itself is set up in a fairly anarchic way. There's no overall design theme. It looks like they've basically just grabbed a mishmash of different stylistic elements that probably come with off-the-shelf packages and crammed them together. So one node to the next, the iconography differs drastically, which is disorienting, or at least it would be if you weren't able to look past those sorts of tawdry details.
Does that mean my follow-up action of blinding whatever senses they have maybe more difficult to achieve, or
No, that action that you did kind of, because their system isn't quite sophisticated, that's enough to determine your access as well as your effectiveness in doing the action that you wanted. So yeah, you're able to slip into the system easy enough. It's just the system itself, like the immune system of the body, detects there's something going on. It doesn't know what yet, and it elevates its own level of security to just above default.
So from Slick and Neil's point of view, like Franklin's avatar will appear in AR next to them, stare off into the middle distance, go, yep, no, everything's good.
So security system wise, there is the camera. There's also a couple of motion sensors out the front that aren't quite as easy to detect visually. And inside there are cameras and audio sensors, but they're all
Can I just
hooked up
tag
to the same thing?
Can I just tag those things on Slick and Neil's HUD if they have AR stuff?
Yes. You also tag anyone that the sensors see.
I tag everything. There you go.
Look, there's a desk. There's a chair.
Yeah. Well, that looks like that did the job, Neil. I think
outside in the hallway, in the alleyway outside, there is a plastic bag spinning in the breeze. It's caught in a little vortex, spins up and down.
It's beautiful.
Tag on your AR. It's beautiful.
Well, I think we're good to. Are you ready for the Watchman back? I'll have a little bit of a sneak through.
Sure.
All right. Well, with that, Slick starts to. I want to activate my some of my abilities, my little the traceless walk and shadow touch.
Okay.
And then I want to go and try and have a go open the door, get through.
Okay. So how would you like to get through the door?
Backwards.
Oh wait. Actually, I could actually imagine this is a point where I start to go for it as if I am going to open it, and then I go, you know what? Last time I was in a situation like this, do you want to open this door, Neil?
We need to bypass a maglock anyway, right? Or is it we do? Okay, so I've got my maglock passkey, so this makes sense anyway.
Cool.
Franklin pipes up in your ear. That was a weird way to ask someone to open the door.
Operate to do that, yeah?
You did say after you, or?
Yeah. Keep in mind my...
Is this guy in your head as well, Neil? Can we turn him off somehow?
With this guy who fucking knows. Keep in mind my passkey is damaged and has -1 effect.
Right. Okay. So success with a consequence. You're still controlled at this stage, but I'll say similar to Franklin's situation. The consequence here is that the maglock will record that it's been broken into, and if anyone checks the logs, things might get a little dangerous. Combined with the fact that the system is sort of a little bit titchy right now.
It doesn't sound that bad, but I've got plenty of karma, so I'm just going to resist that one.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, there's a few moments of excessive sweat while the maglock passkey does the equivalent of the Wheel of Doom, and then everything checks out and the door clicks open.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make myself hidden. I didn't think about where I would be while this was going down.
Well, maybe I should at this point, once Slick sees the door is open, he can get through. Maybe I'll gesture, because obviously I've got a good eye of where to hide and where to be sneaky. I don't know. Maybe I'll point Neil next to him, like, just go over there. I'll have a look.
Are you pointing to somewhere inside or somewhere outside?
Inside.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
So the room that you're entering into clearly was initially a large kind of reception area. It's kind of an L-shaped room, which is sort of cut off by a small security room with like fixed windows and countertops, essentially bisecting it from the rest of the room. But the space is covered in cargo, it looks like. There's lots of boxes and crates. Some of them look older than others, just piled higgledy-piggledy around the room, allowing access through to a door that you can see on the other side of this sort of security room side. But other than that, considerably cutting down the space, but it does provide a decent amount of cover.
I'll put my I Spy up I'll just have it perch on the back of Slick's shirt or some shit and catch a ride for now.
Okay.
Can I tell, like, with all the stuff that Franklin's put in front of our eyes and, with everything that we can see anyway, do we know if there's anybody on the other side of that door that we could go through?
Yeah, it looks like there are 3 people on the other side. They're obviously all elves. 2 of them, so the next room, from what you can see through the camera view there, although those cameras that are in the other room are a little on the fritz, we're providing a fairly grainy signal. But the next room is essentially one part of the firing range. It looks like there are multiple different ranges depending on the weapons that are being fired, the ranges as such. So the next room has sort of space for about 7 shooters. There are 2 people shooting at the moment. 1 person who's behind, sitting back in what looks like a deck chair, smoking a cigar.
At least we don't have to worry about playing Spot the Heat.
Yeah, they're armed.
And forewarned is forearmed.
The only other thing you can see is that there is still, this is something Franklin would know as well, there is a security buzzer that allows access from this room to the range. And that buzzer is inside the security room.
And between this room and that room, it's like a solid door, not like a barred one or something like that.
Yeah, it's a solid door.
I Spy probably couldn't press the button anyway.
It's like glass panels, like security glass.
Is the buzzer system part of the overall security system, or is it just its own thing?
It's part of the overall security system.
But it'll go buzz.
Yeah, it'll make a noise.
Good. That's good to know.
Well, Slick has a quick little word. Are we sure we actually need to go through with this now? I'm starting to have second thoughts. I didn't think we were supposed to be getting into some heavy stuff here. These other guys, all and Clay, they're still back there doing, the actual tracking bit. I don't know. I'm starting to have second thoughts, man. Should we be walking into this?
Well, we can leave the I Spy here. I can leave the I Spy here, and we can just leave, and then we'll have some kind of. And Franklin's got access to their systems now, so we've done a pretty. This is good. This is a successful mission. Let's get out of here before we get in the fight, eh?
I like your positivity twist on that, Neil. I think we move forward with it.
I am an optimist, as you know. And we mean backward. Let's go.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Discretion being the better part of valor.
Could I make a sprite to hands-free pilot the I Spy drone?
You could, but the drone itself has its own autopilot.
Yeah, sure. Never mind. Bit of a waste of a sprite, I think. But, and a bit of a mundane task to give to a sprite as well.
Yeah, presumably its instructions are basically literally be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so doesn't require much intervention. Okay, so yeah, you guys head back, and I guess we can just sort of say by the time you head back, the ritual was complete. I can't remember what the timing was, but just make it a bit more convenient if we sort of narrow down on that. And as far as I can recall, the only other sort of timer we had going was how long it would take for Flick to realize that his system control has been subverted.
In regards to that, I would like to do the equivalent of like readying an action for that, I guess.
Okay.
Ideally, what I'd like to do is, as soon as the jig is up and he's aware that he's being fooled by my complex action, my counterfeit, I want to turn into him, or I want to copy him. Like, I want to turn myself into him as much as possible so that the system thinks that I'm Flick. And like, also, I want to disguise myself from Flick, in that, like, I don't know, it wouldn't actually hide myself from Flick, because you'd be like, I'm obviously the real Flick.
Yeah, it's not going to confuse him. Am I me? I don't know.
Sorry, but yeah, just to full like the system to assist me in like gaining control of it. The network. Or do I already have control?
Yeah, you already have control.
Right.
What you've done is, yeah, you've persuaded him that he hasn't lost control. That's essentially what
okay.
You've done.
Right. Yeah.
And he hasn't realized enough to challenge it, because why would he?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm just readying myself to basically battle him in the Matrix, while you guys like find his meat sack in the real.
Cool.
Okay. And I made a penguin for that, so I'm good. I've already readied my action. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you've got the location, the bank location. What are you planning to do next?
So it's me and Clay.
Yeah, well, I guess Neil and Slick are on their way back from their little field trip, so you can still converse, obviously, virtually about.
Wait, so we got a location?
Yes.
Yeah, I missed the beginning bit when you were describing the location because I didn't think I was there.
Well, yeah, I guess you're not.
Time.
I guess you're not there at the moment, because it's because what happened last time, as I recall, is that I told you the spell's effect, but it was several hours later, and in the meantime, Neil and Slick decided to use some of that time to like interrogate the prisoner and then go on this little field trip to the firing range.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of catching back up so that everyone's on the same timeline again. So the spell pointed you to a place called Golden Assurance, which is a derelict bank in progress. So when I described it before, it was solely because I thought that Neil and Slick were physically there. I mean, it's not because it's progress and because it's the sixth world. It's not like you can bring up a nice Google Maps satellite image of what it looks like or anything. You can sort of get a kind of an idea, but nothing is going to be up to date or 100% accurate. There's details about the business itself, all of that sort of stuff. So it's up to you what you want to do from here now that you kind of know where the spell is pointing you.
Should we all meet up there? How far away are you guys, Neil and Select?
Not too far, but we could just pick you up.
Just wondering something out loud, though. If we all get there and we find out that Slick is in fact there, but hiding behind...
Flick
is there, but hiding behind the door of a bank vault, how do we deal with that?
Summon a spirit.
Yeah, bank vaults aren't proof against... Well, I mean, modern banks with active security obviously have magical security.
Alright, maybe mages are useful then. Alright, let's go.
One
Are you
thing
coming too,
definitely know
Franklin?
about Flick is that he is not magically active.
This is an old derelict bank.
Yeah.
Clay, what do you
That
reckon?
we
Should
know
we?
the existence of thanks to magic.
Well,
I'd have found it eventually.
that is a good point about a bank vault or whatever, because it might have like that magic algae shit you're talking about that prevents you from teleporting through it or whatever. Whether or not that lasts very long.
It does have to be actively maintained.
Nice.
Don't give him any ideas, man.
I'm sure he's thought of this.
It's been weeks. You don't think I've had time?
I mean,
So-
we're not going to know until we get there, right? What we've got to deal with.
Well, I mean, you can astrally project there. It's just there is a danger, particularly if you're projecting quite far away from your physical body. If you get waylaid and you don't make it back in time, you may never make it back. So,
Okay, so this practice space, this is like your magical fortress of solitude, Clay. You can do magic here and it's like safe and shit, right?
Yeah.
So that being the case, is it better for you to project there while your meat sack is here, or would you want to be closer?
I want to be closer.
All right, well, I guess it's road trip time.
Well, I mean, are you talking about you guys visit the thing and I project, or talking about me scouting before?
You guys
Yeah,
might
well-
want to seriously consider.
You go.
I think they're frozen.
Oh dear.
Frozen.
Well, I mean, I was thinking that you could
Okay.
you could magically scout it out ahead of time if you think that's a good and safe thing to do. But if
Maybe
not,
we can like stop around the corner.
yeah, well, I'm just asking which is the best way to do that, because all I know is that you guys don't have wizard hats, but you're still wizards somehow.
GM, what would the mage actually know?
about what exactly?
Whether it's better to project from a lodge or just be closer.
Well, like I said before, because your apartment is on the north side of the city, so it's not an extreme distance to astrally project by any means. But the further away you are from your body, like I said before, if you got waylaid somehow, that is a big problem, because if you can't make it back to your body after a few hours, your body will just go catatonic and die.
So the fact that it's a lodge actually grants no benefit.
No, Lodge protects
okay.
you from hostile spells coming in.
Right.
So that is a reason to sometimes project from a lodge or from within a ward or something like that, because it means that you can be assured that hostile magic is going to be harder to target your body.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, it doesn't boost your astral abilities or anything like that.
No, fuck it. Let's go save Bitzy in person.
Sweet.
Do it live.
You guys might want to consider taking your biggest guns on this one, and best of luck. I'll be with you in the Matrix.
He'll be with us technologically.
Man, this guy's always with us these days. I can't get him out of my head. He just pops up everywhere.
Spending too much time on the internet,
You
maybe.
hear like ice cubes clinking. I don't know what's going on with our internet connection. I'm just gonna go.
All right. So Neil and Co swing by, pick us up.
Sweet.
Get some gunpowder.
Slick
What do you got?
also. Slick wants to give Neil a bit of a nudge as well and be like, you know, before we go, we need to do some donuts. We need to do we need a big send off.
Are you talking about as we leave the firing range?
Oh no! After we pick these guys up, when we go to set off the mission, like we need to burn some rubber.
Hey, what did you guys do with the hostage?
Oh fuck!
Oh yeah, yeah. He's still around here somewhere on a chair. Where was he?
I can't remember exactly where you took him.
It's just like a little used space in that building
Yeah.
somewhere. I don't know.
I think so. Like a mixing studio or something. Nice soundproof room.
That's perfect. Yeah, we'll be right there for a while. Or should we?
Well, we don't really. I mean, we probably should kind of let him go eventually. But if we let him go now, he'll probably just go back and snitch on us. Like, you know, we just need to keep him there for a bit.
He did seem like he felt like his bridges with him were burned, but your point is valid though. Maybe he's best left here for now, and we just drop him off.
Maybe check on him.
Right, yeah, I'll see if he's still breathing.
Leave him. Yeah, we'll leave him a bit of water, bit of water, maybe some food. We could be a while. But we leave the food just out of reach on the floor, where he can't get it. And he'll have to like flop over the chair and like swim around just to get to the food.
That's so mean.
Okay, so well, let's just analyze this. So Neil and Slick drive back to the compound. Something that you can also do, Franklin, is, and something that would be somewhat potentially prudent to do, is you can check out the extent of the. Well, I don't know. It's up to you, because you know that your opponent is another technomancer. So there's a danger to checking out the system that is at the bank remotely, as he may perceive that. On the other hand, he obviously also knows that he's facing another technomancer, therefore there may be systems that aren't online, meaning that you wouldn't be able to affect them outside of your network range, so around your body, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm sort of worried about raising too much suspicion around his like personal security, as it might make him look twice at like what's going on with the network, so to speak. So I'll do that incognito, but I'll also bill it to Bitzy.
So when you say you'll do it incognito, what are you doing? You're gonna
Complex action incognito mode.
and you're going to go check out the bank.
Yeah.
So there's no particular risk in this case, simply because, there doesn't appear to be any connections that you can find for the bank systems. Either they're completely non-functional, like any of the details that you pull up, there are records that were either paid or left unpaid and closed, like service connections, decades ago. So either everything is off or it's offline.
I let the group know that everything's. Well, yeah, I say to the group, everything looks dark over here from the Matrix, which doesn't exactly mark it out as technomancer real estate, if you don't mind me saying so.
Well, thank you for the info with no usual sass. That was very nice.
Go fuck yourself.
So what's the plan then, gang? Are we just gonna walk in there? There's nobody in there, is there?
Get some firepower.
Well, what do we mean by firepower? We got some guns. Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about something bigger?
Well, I don't know. Franklin said we should have everything we got.
Well, that's relatively easy.
That's because Franklin sees another technomancer as the biggest threat he can possibly imagine. So, take it with a grain of salt, I think.
Have either of you guys met Flick? No?
I don't. Well, Neil certainly has.
Neil's met him in the real.
Yeah, I have.
I think actually Clay probably has too. Just from the migration.
I don't think Clay will. No, because I think Bitzy and Flick were kind of doing their own thing.
Oh, did they not get smuggled in with us?
Did they? Oh, they must have done. Yeah, so you probably have at least seen him. I don't know if you really talked to him. At least not virtually.
Okay, so let's head on over there, stop around the corner, or behind it or something, so that Clay or I can astrally project and check things out, and then go in, pending on results, but most likely go in.
Good.
Plan?
I vote. As long as we fit in burning rubber somewhere, then plan sorted.
What?
Maybe we can do a burnout as a celebratory with rescued Bitzy.
Yeah, on your own time.
A little picture-in-picture window pops up with an ashtray, a piece of bike in a tube, and a lighter. It catches fire. Just a little piece of burning rubber in an ashtray.
I downvote it.
Is that
Clay
what you
goes to
wanted?
hovers over the mute button.
I feel like Slick is actually quite frustrated with the fact because he's still. I feel like Slick's still a bit dumb to a lot of the bigger world and this tech side of things, like especially the augmented reality stuff. But I bet he is getting frustrated with trying to figure out like how the fuck to get this guy out of his head. Like, can I mute this guy? But anytime I ask a question, he just jumps in front, and that's it. I'm getting quite frustrated with Franklin being around in my head now.
It is possible to unplug, but like I think I said when we played last time, you can't just turn stuff off that he can't turn back on because he has that level of access over your stuff. Even today, I think there are cell phones that if you switch them off, it is possible for someone to turn them back on with the right level of access, particularly if they've put a backdoor in. I mean, you can obviously put it in a Faraday cage or throw it in the lake. That tends to help. But the other thing that you can do, even still in the sixth world, is that because you would be perceiving augmented reality and hearing it through items, like you don't have cyberware implanted that you can't take off. So you can take out your contacts, you can take off the earpiece, etc. It's just then you're reduced to kind of how you guys were when you're in the hive part of progress, where you're actually having to talk with your actual voices to the other person. So you'd lose the ability to communicate with the rest of your team in the way that you used to.
Well, you may not have any like comm pieces or like screens or speakers by which for me to talk at you on your person. You best believe in the sixth world that they're all around you, buddy. And if they're all around you, then so am I.
Like this start Googling
All right.
I'm just going to pile all the weapons we have, which isn't a great amount, but there's shotguns and a rifle, right? Into the car.
Here's all that stuff that you bought for the Hester mission.
Did we have grenades? I feel like we had grenades.
Possibly.
We did use some.
It's not unreasonable. All right, so this is, and you were going to check on your captive. So, you'd be able to see him through the door. I mean, there's potentially a security system here as well that you could use to keep an eye on him.
I'd like to can I be the one to just have the last little check on him? Not necessarily even say anything to him, but I just want to walk in the room, dragging that pipe again, just to, peek my face around the corner just to see if he's alive, and then give it a few taps and walk away.
Yeah, as you ably illustrated, it's generally a good idea not necessarily to trust security camera footage. So yeah, getting actual eyes on him is probably not a bad idea, just in case. So yeah, he still seems to be there. He looks pretty despondent, and his eyes flick up as the door opens and you peek your head in with your pipe, and he shrinks back in the chair.
Jesus, what's wrong with you guys? You get off on this?
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for him, man.
No, I'm kind of enjoying this, to be honest.
At least put a blanket over him. Get him a Happy Meal or some shit. At least that way he gets to play with a toy.
You haven't even dealt with these people, Franklin. You're just sat in a room. You're not even involved in this, man. You don't have an opinion. Like, look,
I
we're
clearly
doing the right
do
thing.
have an opinion, and I'm telling it to you.
Look,
Well, taking inspiration from our erstwhile member, I give him some unflavored soy paste.
Oh, gross.
Good cop.
Who the fuck would eat that shit?
You have no idea.
Wow, Mr. Hoity-toity over here.
Oh, sorry, did I forget the caviar to go on top?
I'm enjoying the contrast of Slick's behavior versus his own background.
What do you mean?
That he was essentially kept as a captive for most of his childhood,
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see where you come with that, but I have had
Hey,
a
man,
thought
bullies
recently
often
where,
have a source of bullying in their own lives.
I'm
like,
not saying you're
normally,
playing against type. I'm saying this is potentially exactly what you would do because now you have power over somebody else.
There's no
yeah,
harsher
because
slave
well, this
master
is
than a
actually,
former slave.
table talk. This is actually something that I've been wanting to kind of start to grow with Slick. Like, I think he's got a bit of a dark side with him now that he knows that he can do a lot more and he actually can, fucking beat people up and shit. So, yeah, I'm starting to have a bit of a dark side coming in.
Cool.
Rustic Pipe might make another return.
All right. So yeah, he doesn't. He probably is hungry, but his appetite appears to have left him. It might just be the soy paste, but I guess he eats it because he doesn't have a lot of choice. But he doesn't enjoy it. But then who does?
Only one person.
The worst thing about eating those things has been shitting it out afterwards. I mean, I tell you.
And tell me, I'll tell you.
This is all eating into your time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, should we go?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Enough shit talking.
Okay. So, assuming we're now all in the car, as we pull out, as a rigger, I obviously have real-time control over all of the vehicle's drive system and wheels. So I'll just disable the traction control on one wheel and peel out while driving out at a normal pace.
Woo!
Yes, just enough to get a little bit of smoke going,
That's how you start off a mission. Let's go.
Your boy, little Johnny.
Okay. So heading across town, back to progress. The landscape is as I described before. So crowded streets. There's the clinic on the corner with a gaggle of people around it. Otherwise, there are a few people walking around, but it's still daytime, so there's only a minimum of crime and nothing violent.
What time of day is it?
It's getting to late afternoon now, and we're kind of early autumn, so it's the sky was already overcast and dark. It's getting darker.
All right, boys, fucking quickly in and out. Let's do this, eh?
All right, so you're parking up sort of around the block to do the astral reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Could we have just done astral reconnaissance on the way?
Yeah, you could go to sleep in the back of the car and go up, take a look.
Should we do that all?
Yeah, both or just one?
Yeah, why not? 2 eyes.
All right.
2 eyes, rather.
Cool.
Okay, so you might want to roll your respective analyze/intuit. I think you're both intuit. Can't remember. For your astral perception.
Mm.
Let me see.
Yeah, they're both 2 for me, so take your
It's
pick.
easy.
Hey!
My intuit is 3. Analyze is 2.
Yeah, I think you're intuit still.
Yay!
Cool. All right. So what you discover is that the main body of the bank itself looks to be sort of 2 stories. The building, the vault itself appears to be underground, so the 3rd floor. Not particularly big. It occupies another corner section of the block. So there's a main kind of area with a mezzanine level above, and there are signatures in their astral forms. They appear to be metahumans. There's about 6 of them in total. The vault itself, which is obviously lower down, is devoid of life for the most part, although it's made up of a main vault section, which then has 4 separate subsections, and the 2 that are at the rear are astrally shielded.
Well, that's
Who-
unsatisfying.
Who would be able to do that?
Contractors.
The astral shielding is that LG shit, right? Or is it some kind of...
It's kind of impossible to tell in astral space what exactly is causing it. It's simply a barrier that can't be breached. At least not without some effort.
Could it actually be an astral barrier?
Like a ward or a spell? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I can have a crack at slipping through this, guys. I think I might have done something like this before.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna have a crack, guys. But last time I did this, I ended up in a mess and I got captured. Eyes on me. Don't lose me.
Right, well, we have to do
Okay.
this, don't we?
We have to get there first.
We might just take a quick break early because I need to go to the bathroom, and then we'll resume with what your next steps are.
Cool.
Just real quick. Did I come with you guys? Because like I was originally gonna stay, and then like be like, I'm staying, and then you guys would be like, you gotta come, and then eventually I'd come. Did that happen?
I don't think they tried to persuade you. I suggested to you that there are disadvantages either way. So it was
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure you decided to fucking do your own thing in your room and just like leave us to it.
I'm shocked and appalled that you guys would exclude me like this. I have done nothing, but I have no comment.
Oh no, Franklin.
Yeah,
please
you could have
come
your own
along.
way there. Like you
Franklin-
can still have your sense of indignation, and then you could have just arranged for an Uber to
Yeah, Franklin huffs and puffs and organizes an Uber, and he also he gets his sniper rifle out. Does he have a sniper's rifle? We talked about having a sniper's rifle, right, Ben?
I can't remember, but he
Yeah.
You did for one mission. I know you did. I don't know if
Well,
it
I
was
used
yours, but you
someone
definitely
else's.
had it, yeah.
Yeah, I got a hunting rifle, I think.
I'll just grab that off you when I get there. I'll
That's
just grab
reasonable
that
to
out of the
assume
car.
he has some, a fair amount of gear based on the sort of
Yeah,
level of character. So to
yeah.
speak.
I'm 50 for fuck's sake. I've got a gun. Yeah. All right. So I order an Uber.
All right, so yeah, you can arrive essentially around the same time and make your Huffy entrance. And yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes ish.
Cool.
So you've done your astral reconnaissance. You've turned up close by, and so has Franklin.
Sup?
Oh, look who crawled out of his mother's basement.
My mother's dead. Yeah, but you feel
You
like
should not
shit
be in her
now.
basement then.
Unrelated, but Franklin is wearing his most recently completed outfit by his personal tailor, Fiddlesticks, who also happens to be a shaman, just incidentally.
You stand out in progress for sure.
Stand out in that everything looks like really like Gucci as fuck, but at the same time, it is eerily similar to Neil's outfit.
The outfit du jour of this kind of area of the city is mostly flat based, i.e. the vending machine clothes, that are largely considered to be disposable, but a lot of people here can't dispose of them because they don't have any means to purchase others. There are a few accessories that are applied to the base clothing outfit to distinguish the wearer, but for the most part, not quite approaching your level of couture.
Is Prospects like Skid Row?
Your progress, yeah,
Progress.
pretty much, yeah. Skid Row.
Okay.
Reminds me of where I grew up.
Fucking good. Are any of them like breakdancing and like overalls and shit?
Probably not.
Letterkenny style.
I think they're probably just living in tents.
That clothing probably can't take that kind of wear and tear.
These are the areas of the city that the tour government takes pains not to put in tourism brochures.
Why even not?
All right, shall we?
So, does this place have a rear entrance or anything like that?
No, it doesn't. It only has a front entrance, though the door is hanging slightly ajar, and the front steps, which are stone, are mostly covered in trash.
Hey, Neil, got your ice spy handy?
I have my other I Spy handy.
Oh, I feel like there's going to be a lot of homeless people that are living in here.
Slick feels pretty confident about the fact that the door's open, so he just walks right on in.
Your mate just walked right on in.
You notice something that catches your attention as you do so, Slick, but not inside the bank, on the street. A face of a girl heading towards the clinic. Her hand bandaged. It appears to be one of the people you are looking for.
I fucking thought that might. But this is one of the.
This is Grace.
Oh, them cousins and the uncle we were searching for before, right? Oh shit. Guys, I've just spotted the exact person we were looking for not long ago, and I don't know whether I should be going for this or not.
It's a pretty fucking weird coincidence, bro.
Yeah, fuck.
That's a mean timing, bro.
Coincidences like this kind of give my hackles up.
If we try and if we grab her now, is she likely to cooperate?
I don't know, probably not, because I think she's by the looks of what we the situation we walked into before, Neil. Like I think they're turned. We can't really if we go after them. They think we're the bad guys.
Is this a matter of sitting around and talking normal for you guys while you're on a job, or what?
Hey, this is an important decision.
All right. Chill.
We got to hash some stuff out here, Franklin. We got multiple missions on the go.
Definitely putting this on the bill, I tell you.
Oh, never ending with the bill. I think, I don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna have to.
Well, I can have the I Spy follow her, but then we won't have any recon from it.
The devil on the shoulder. It is important. Maybe I'm gonna give. Let's give my friend a message. What was his name again?
Charles?
Charles, that was it. Yep, Charles, that great guy.
Sending him a message. How long is that going to take?
Oh,
Either
well.
do or don't. Shit or get off the pot. That's what Franklin says. Martin says, Do it. Do it. Follow him. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it, you pussy. Do it. Do it.
How far away is she? She's not obviously. She hasn't seen me, has she? Is she
So
very far
basically,
away?
she was coming by on the other side of the street, heading up towards the clinic, and you just happened to catch like a good view of her face. Like she kind of looked over at you, but didn't exactly see you in the sense that there was any recognition. She just saw that there was someone standing there, and that's why you got a decent look at her. And then as she kept walking, the wheels in your head started turning about the pictures that you'd been studying, looking for this girl.
Right. I'm gonna tail her. I'm gonna see where she goes. I'm gonna be a bit of a shadow to her. I'm gonna find out where she's going.
Okay.
Well,
I'm really sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to tail her. If she goes too far astray, I might have to bail. I might have to leave it, but I'm gonna have to at least find out where she's going.
you
Well, she's
guys are
going back.
professionals,
Send the
right?
ice pipe.
Like, is this normal?
Well, we're going to that clinic, right? You got a fucking busted hand, look.
Send the ice pipe. Keep the group together. Let's stay on mission.
Yeah, I'll send the drone to keep an eye on her so we'll know where she is. Here, look, I'll share the feed so you can see what it sees.
All right.
So we get Bitzy, we get out, and if we can, we'll scoop her up as well.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah. I'll go with that.
Okay. So, send your drone up, starts to tail her. Meanwhile, what is your approach?
Well, I'm just kind of casually walking through the door. I haven't entered yet, have I? Well, yeah, I think we'll do that then.
All right. So, place inside is full of trash. It smells of corruption of various sorts, rotted foodstuffs, stale urine. And there's litter and some of the furniture that was in here. Well, most of the furniture has been destroyed in some way, scattered about the place. The pieces that were of any kind of value to anybody have been long since taken. Inside the doorway, you can hear soft snoring, which appears to be from an orc covered in newspapers, sleeping in a pile of rubble next to the door.
Like electronic newspapers, or?
This is the tour. They do actually print stuff on paper, including their money.
Jesus Christ. I take some of this home for a souvenir. Otherwise people won't fucking believe me.
Jeez, how long has Flick been slumming it like this?
I don't think this is all him.
He's probably got like a sick ass fucking like Bond villain lair in the basement.
You can hear low voices talking in Orzet from the mezzanine level from here as well. And there is because in here it's quite dark. There are windows to either side, but they're mostly been covered up with crap. A little bit of light comes in, which allows you to sort of see in a dim sense. But there is some more light coming from the mezzanine level where there is a fire flickering, it seems.
So this mezzanine is sort of overlooking where we are now.
Yeah. It's kind of a U-shape overlooking your section.
Okay, well I gesture everyone forward so we can get to a place where they wouldn't be able to see us if they were at the railing. Because I take it there are some stairs or something further up?
Yeah, there are some stairs to the right of the door that lead up to the mezzanine. The U-shaped mezzanine level kind of reflects the U-shape of what was a counter underneath. Though the counter itself has mostly been destroyed or hacked up or...
I just thought of something we should have sussed out before we came in. And I was going to say, Franklin, is it would it be a good idea for us to have like all of our shit offline, or would that not make a difference?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm taking care of y'all.
You're the expert. All right, so do in group chat. Then I'm just gonna be like, do we want to neutralize those guys upstairs first, or do we want to head to the vault?
They
I
may
feel
not be
like-
threatening, so I think we should just go figure out a way at least to get down.
Yeah, I feel like not everything's adding up here. Like, nothing about this place screams Technomancer to me. And yet, we've been led here by your spell.
Fuck, that's
I
a good
feel
point. It
like
might
we
just be
should do some more reconnaissance before we commit to anything.
Can you guys, using your magic, suss out exactly who or where the target is in the building?
Not to that level of detail, other than in the vault. That's kind of the closest you could get to it.
Okay, so we are looking for the vault. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Spellworms, but does that mean when you did your magic, the target was in the vault, but might not be now?
Yeah, that is something that you would be aware of, probably particularly Orla with her magical theory, is that if the subject of a ritual spell was inside a ward, it wouldn't have been successful.
And you couldn't tell like the meta type or anything of the subject just with the location.
The spell doesn't work like that.
Okay. Downstairs?
Downstairs.
Downstairs. All right.
Slick asks if you guys know where that barrier is. You know, I wanna try and walk through that barrier that you guys were on about.
So
Downstairs.
it's in the vault in the rear two sections. So there's, like I said, kind of 4 sub vaults within the main vault, and the rear 2 are shielded.
I mean, place your bets now. My money is on it being the normal astral protection they would have on the vault that someone's just like actually gotten working and maintained. 100 million. Come on.
So what you'll potentially need to do, like how do you want to get past, even though no one's directly observing you, if you proceed normally, they will become aware of you, and the consequences of that depend on how they would react to interlopers.
So you're saying they'll better see us from the mezzanine?
No, but they'll be able to hear you if you don't take steps for them not to.
Okay, everyone, let's tiptoe.
I would like to cast a spell. Control thoughts/actions and just get them focused on sounds in the other direction.
Very good. So in this case, controlled.
Cool. 4 dice, please.
Well, actually, which I should say, you're casting a spell. How effective do you want it to be? Like, what level do you want to cast it at?
Pretty effective.
They're not aware. Well, they're not aware of you. So you could, like, to achieve the effect you're wanting, you probably wouldn't need to go past standard. It's just if you cast it at a lower position, the consequences if it fails are obviously less, but it also means it wouldn't last as long, or may not get all of them, possibly.
I'll just go with standard then.
Okay.
Cool.
Redeemed by that one outlier. Alright, so presumably strumming on your focus, just a soft melody. And although you can't translate what they're saying. You can tell their conversation's becoming more kind of laconic and slurred to some degree.
All right, guys, let's move.
Cool.
Move.
Do we know which way to go to get down to the...
So the vault access is just directly ahead, so past the counter. There's a separate room which then has stairs leading down to the vault.
Cool.
All right. I'll take point. Slick. I want you with me. Magical men, fucking keep your magical eyes open. Well, unless that's a bad idea. What I mean is, if something happens, do a magic.
Okay.
Copy that.
Your drone tailing the girl, she has gone where you were expecting. She's joined the queue in the clinic, it seems. Okay. So, getting down to the basement level, there is no light down here. Only what is kind of getting reflected from the stairwell.
How many of us have the supervision or the nighttime vision thing?
Just the non-humans.
Oh, okay.
But here's the kicker.
It's most of you. It's only Slick
yeah.
that's human.
I think
Yeah,
I just
so-
have thermal.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So orcs and elves have low light, but trolls and dwarves have thermal. So if there's no light at all, then the low light's not going to fucking work. Is that
Right,
the case?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically only clay will be able to see things, and only things that have any kind of heat to them.
Yes.
Well,
Proceed with caution.
well, I mean, if we totally can't see it all, we're fucked. I'm going to have to get a light out.
Well, you said that there are some reflections of things.
Yeah, you can make out the space that you're in, and there are some console lights up ahead. They're reasonably subdued, but they're the only other light source. Otherwise, the reflections with what you can make out show, the space of the room and the vault door ahead of you.
Franklin
Right,
gets
so-
out a flashlight.
Clay, talk to me. Can you see any heat sources?
Nope.
Nope.
There's nothing.
Proceed with
Cold
caution.
glacier.
Astral space is devoid as well. There's no life here other than you. Which, I mean, is another way for you to see. It's just you can't make out technical details in the astral. You can still make out sort of the shape of a room and objects in a room. You just can't make out detail. As long as there's life to provide light, you can see. So you're able to make out the room in that respect, and you can see that there are no other life signs here.
All right, I'm activating my chipped reflexes and my smart link. I'm like,
From your perspective, Franklin, there is still signal from the matrix up above. It's kind of patchy, but that's normal in progress. But there is, you can see, similar to how these guys can view astrally, you can see there is the edge of a different network by the vault.
Oh. There's another network node down here.
Oh, thank God for that. I was genuinely starting to think you were right before, Franklin. I felt like this was starting to be a bit of a trap because it looks like there is nobody here whatsoever.
Did you you put on a flashlight, Franklin?
Yeah.
So what you can see is the vault itself looks ancient. It's even got some engraved lettering and numbering on it that indicates that it was developed at the early part of the former century. The machinery and console system that's been set up next to it are clearly far more recent, and in fact more recent than you would expect from the termination point of the original operations of the bank. The console appears to be something that's been developed in the last few years.
This is more like it. This looks like a flick hidey hole. I want to walk over to the console and like kind of stroke it a little bit and be like, "Tell me your secrets."
Okay.
So are there like 4 vault doors in here? Is
Pretty
that set up?
No, this is the main vault door, which then leads into the vault, and then there are 4 sub-vaults within it.
Okay, so the main door's closed in front of us?
It is, yes.
Hey, Clay and Ola, when you guys scouted this out, were there people down in this level?
No.
Okay. Not outside those 2 back ones. Okay. Alright, how do we open that vault door? Is it electronic or is it something fucky?
Well, it looks like a standard electronic lock, but it has its own network, or it's part of the new network. So now that Franklin is within proximity, he can access it, should he wish to do so, which I believe he indicated he did.
I do wish.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to, I'm not gonna be direct about this. There's gonna be a lot of foreplay. I'm gonna walk around it. Gonna look at it from different angles. And once I think I know everything I know about it, I'm gonna try and convince this network that I have every reason to be here, poking around, and everything's normal, and it should let me go about my business, using complex action shop to give myself some credentials.
Right. So for that,
and in like the real world, you guys see Franklin like walk around the console and like tap it with his finger, and then like listen to the noise, like.
I think in the past we've gone with influence, which I think kind of fits here.
Yep. Which will be 3 dice whenever the dice roller gets back.
I have dice.
Please roll 2 dice.
3,
Yes, please.
5.
I'll take a 5.
Okay. So still controlled, so not too problematic. The control panel is it's quite sluggish. Potentially, again, you'd find it, unless it's been purposely designed this way, it is less than cutting edge, and has a fairly simple series of functions that it can perform, which is just opening the vault. There is a further connection, like the nodes persist inside the vault.
I'm definitely gonna try to like though maybe I should summon a sprite to explore the network further and gain credential, like crack all the locks. No, no. All right, no. I'll continue attacking nodes, I guess. Wait, is this node just to open the door, and then the next few nodes are all right? Right. I will
So you
relay
have
to the team.
Yeah, you have access to this one, so you can open the vault door now if you like.
All right, I'll relay to the team that I can open the door. We're ready. Better get your game faces on. Is that your game face? It's pretty shitty game face.
Okay, so it's unlocked and we got to open it manually. That's the case, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
The mechanism sort of springs it open, but it doesn't
All right.
open all the way.
Well, does it look like a pretty heavy door, does it?
Yes.
I'll be like, Clay, do you want to do the honors so I can hold my gun with both hands?
Sure. I open the door.
Such a gentleman.
Okay, so there is a loud metallic whine as the door springs open on its hinges.
How are we doing on our timer, by the way?
You've probably got about an hour.
All right.
That's before he becomes aware of Franklin's interference, right?
Yep.
So you can see the main sort of corridor of the vault, which is about 4 meters wide. There are two doors left and right, which are the initial sub vaults. There's also a level above, which is surrounded by like cell doors, essentially, so you can see through it. It appears to be empty. Steps heading up there as well, and there's another set of kind of jail doors between this set of vaults and the last set of vaults.
Now that we're in, can I astrally perceive?
Yes, but like I said, the only thing stopping your projection is the subvaults, the two subvaults that are shielded.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you've already seen this area. Can you take the upper level and keep an eye on us? Because you can, like, leap into action using shadows or something, right?
Yeah, man, I can jump about. Let's do this. I'll cover the upstairs.
I mean, yell out if you see anything.
Franklin, your security sprite says I have some interference.
Interference. Can you tune it out?
I will do so.
Can I tune it out? What do you need?
He says, I'm not sure of the source currently. It could be another sprite. Would you like me to apprehend?
No, stay hidden for now. Only act if we're attacked.
Very good.
Kind of want to make a sprite to protect that sprite now, because I don't want that sprite to get hurt.
Sprites within sprites.
Can't afford to get attached to your sprites, man.
I've got to I eventually have to let them all go anyway. They only have to perform a task for me, and then they can. I don't even know what they do. Turn into ones and zeros. I don't know.
I think I just realized that a Technomancer is nothing more than a hippie decker.
So I'll let you guys know that there's another sprite on the scene. So yeah.
Are you dealing with it?
I'm not sure it's aware we're here yet, but it is generating a certain amount of interference.
Okay, well, I mean, if you need to take steps, you fucking take steps. But only update us if it's important. Oh, I trust you. I trust you to do the thing.
Okay, well,
and not bother us.
If you give me a moment, I will take a step in that, like, I'll take the.
I look over at Slick as if to say, I tried.
I want to take the whole network into incognito mode.
Do you mean your network, like the?
Yeah. Which would be sustained.
There's a danger to that, in that if Flick does try and make contact, he will immediately know something's up.
If he tries to make. Oh, because of my illusion.
Because the network will no longer be there.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So I won't do that. Instead, I will take the. I want to create a sprite whose whole job, right? His whole fucking job is to go around after us and clean up our shit. And like in AR terms, it's going to be a penguin in a French maid's outfit with a feather duster. And it's just going to come around every footprint we leave in AR. It's just going to wipe it around. It's going to be really, really salty the whole time. And it's going to have like that sort of Catholic guilt. Like, I get no help around here. It's in a French maid's outfit, but it's also going to have a Brooklyn accent. I get no help around here.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's upsetting.
How
Yeah.
good do you want it to be? Standard level?
Standard level, yeah. I don't have any camera boost or anything like this, so yeah, I'm going to be conservative a bit.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just grab another drink. Be right back.
Do you need to roll dice for this to happen?
Yeah, I think I'm rolling 3 dice.
Oh, Franklin, no home.
No.
Franklin, no home. He's not been here, no.
He's recording us.
Wouldn't that be the worst feeling, like the following session, like, alright, yeah, what? Good to
I'm
see
not-
everyone, except Martin,
I'm not
who
mad, you
cheated last
guys.
session.
I'm just disappointed.
I can also hear you through these. Technology. You're always being monitored.
Are you the GCSB?
Big Brother is watching.
But hey, it's nice to see that I can trust you. Yeah. I feel like maybe if there was a little bit more time, maybe your better judgment would have been overcome. We'll see. Okay.
Bold of you to assume we have better judgment.
All right, so success with a consequence in this case. So this will be, because you're already sort of maintaining a lot of stuff, so this will be fading, which will be level 2 harm in this case, which will make you exhausted.
Oh shit, no, I have to resist that. I'm definitely resisting that. I'm rolling 4 dice to resist that. Yes! Oh, thank God. But, like, yeah.
So
Totally.
this is kind of this is a warning. This is kind of, I mean, you feel it as a person, but as a technomancer as well. It's like the feedback that you're getting from what you're doing. You can feel that your system is so close to capacity right now. You're redlining it.
And yeah, like from like a gameplay, like in the meat world, you guys like may see like me like I don't know, go white face, let's say, and yeah.
Okay.
All right, you
So
can let's crack on.
the drone, the sprite, pixelates itself into existence and immediately starts dusting away at some invisible details.
Who fucking raised you, lot? You didn't even wipe any of your boots before you came inside.
So this is Neil looking backwards and forwards from the sprite to Franklin.
Is
What
the
do you
one
say?
that's dressed up as in a French maid outfit with a Brooklyn accent also a penguin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's upsetting.
There's so much to unpack here.
Why doesn't it speak like a penguin?
Please tell me it's not a sexy penguin.
I mean, like, if you think that sort of thing's sexy, then it's a sexy penguin.
Hey, no kink shaming here.
Yeah.
So your immediate obstacle is the door ahead of you, which appears to not be connected to any kind of electric or electronic mechanism. It's a mechanical lock. The doors themselves don't look, I mean, they look reasonably robust, but they've also been here for a long time without maintenance. So there are alternate methods that you could apply to egress if you wish. But yeah, otherwise you're dealing with the most mundane of obstacles.
So these are old school mechanical bank vault doors, is what you're saying?
It's not like a bank vault door, it's like a jail door in that it's bars and then there's a barred door with a mechanical key lock.
All right, could I deploy my engineering skill to unengineer the fuck out of it?
Yes, you may. So you're still just controlled at this point. Do you carry tools with you as a matter of course?
Well, I should have answered that before.
Maybe that's the consequence. Oh, damn, I forgot my thing.
Do I need a flashback to bringing a toolkit? I think it would have been logical for me to have one. On the other hand, I didn't think of it, so...
Well, that's what flashbacks does, but we could just say, because it's controlled, it's just that the flashback would cost you a karma, that's all. So that would be your consequence. Or you can go to resist, which I suppose there's not... I mean, it makes it a variable cost now.
Yeah, I think I'll just pay the one.
I'll have to introduce this more often, a safe cost, you know.
just bleed into that karma.
Because yeah, it's probably wouldn't be that you didn't have it. It's just, damn it, that's right. I took it out to do something to the car and I left it in the boot or something. It's like, fuck, I have to go all the way back. But yeah.
Well, anecdotally, that happens in real life all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not one of the stupid contrived kind of things. It's like
it takes Scar at least 3 goes to leave the house most days.
And that's not for something that requires tools.
All right. So yes,
I walked to the supermarket the other day. Got there, didn't have my wallet, and I had
this
to
is
go
why
back.
you have pay Google Pay or whatever set up on your phone.
Yeah, Kiwibank doesn't like any of that shit.
Yeah, neither does Westpac. Well, I don't know if they're like now, but I remember their contactless solution when I looked a few years ago was to get like a sticker that you could put on your phone that had a chip. It's like, what the
Oh
fuck?
no.
This is like ridiculously stupid.
But I got a chip in my phone for that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what happens if it comes off, which it inevitably will? You know, like.
And what about like any readers
tuck
gonna
it
get
inside your case.
confused by two NFC chips close together? And you've got two close together because you're sticking one onto your phone, which has another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Forget about it. Anyway, so depending on Neil's respect for craftsmanship, it's a boon that it's quite easy to get through. You don't really see anything made like this anymore, and it's probably quite a tragedy that it's fallen into such a state of disrepair. But it only takes you probably within a couple of minutes. And in this case, it's not really. You immediately kind of realize the lock is still quite robust, but it's a lot easier to
Like drive the pins out of
get
the
access
hinges,
to.
or
Well, yeah, in this case, it's the railing that keeps it on the ceiling. It particularly has suffered a lot of water damage, so it's just a case of sort of prying it in the right spots that you can just pull the whole door free.
all right, and I'll gently lower it to the floor with the respect it deserves.
Okay, and as you do so, almost by magic, in this case, not quite, but it's as the door itself is taken away from blocking your view, even though the bars weren't blocking your view in any respect, you can see there is a figure standing in the hallway. It is about dwarf height, and it is made up of batteries that are connected together with little beams of light. And it doesn't appear to have noticed you, and it's walking up and down.
All right. So as soon as I see that, I just lower the thing the rest of the way and fucking try and pull my gun out at the same time. I'll be like, fucking stick, there's a thing.
Okay, so Franklin, you know what this is. This is the sprite that you were being warned about.
Fuck, I thought it was like a city spirit or some shit.
Oh.
But I guess I still think that.
If I attack it and take it out, is it what will the consequences of that chance be? Like activating an alarm, or
If, for example, one of your sprites was destroyed, you would immediately know it.
okay. If we destroy this, the technomancer who summoned us is going to know. Can I gain any other information about the sprite, like its purpose?
You couldn't work out its purpose. You could work out how powerful it is.
Yeah.
That's also kind of what type. There are different types of sprites. Which helps determine its purpose, I suppose, to some degree.
Quick point.
Yeah.
Would I be able to tell that this is a thing that's in my AR?
Yes.
As opposed... Oh, okay, sweet. So I don't say the stupid thing I said before.
Well, I mean, it's a reasonable knee-jerk reaction, because you don't have a lot of contact with sprites either, and
Right.
to you, they are, to all intents and purposes, kind of on a similar level.
Right. In that case, I merely regret the stupid thing I said earlier.
Alright. I think we kind of got to. Can we sneak past this thing?
Not without affecting it in some way.
Alright. Then.
Can you blind it or disable it in some way, Franklin?
I mean, I could, but I just got so many pies in the oven. I like focusing on so many different things. It's just like Clay, just like it's a lot.
Did you want to try and analyze it first?
Yeah, I want to analyze it if I can.
Okay.
2 dice, please. Ooh.
Okay, so this one is coded differently to probably nearly any other that you've seen. And it takes you a few seconds to realize why. It has the usual sort of hallmarks. You can discern its sort of relative complexity, which would denote its capability and power. But even that is reading a little odd in that it feels like it used to be a lot stronger than it currently is. And the other thing that I mentioned before is that you realize is that it doesn't seem to have the signature of any technomancer. Normally you would be able to determine a signature even if you didn't know who the signature belonged to. This one has no signature.
So would it be more correct to just call it a resonant entity? Is that what that is?
Like a
Can
freak
I
spirit.
then try to reach out to it and be like, "Hey there, hey little guy."
Mr. Batteryman, I wish to parley.
Yes, you may.
Yeah, then I do just that. In fact, instead of saying what I said, I'm going to say exactly what Clay said. Mr. Batteryman, I wish to parley.
Okay, so its battery head turns on a swivel as you announce yourself, followed by its hips and then finally its torso.
Smooth moves.
And it slides over the ground towards you, looking up, its head moving with little darting kind of movements on the end of the beam of light. You are the team. You've arrived.
What an electrifying personality.
Okay, Neil's initially covering it with a shotgun, and it starts to feel absurd and starts covering the. I assume it's just vault doors here, right?
Yes.
Yes, we have. Are you feeling okay? You look like you're missing part of yourself.
He's looking a bit shocked.
Ignore these guys, they're Philistines.
I've found myself. Maybe
Recharge,
a better
man.
description.
Oh, well, that's good then. I like that you're always looking on the brighter side of life. All right, yeah, so we're the team. Do you know who we're looking for?
Some details escape me, but I know there is little time and you must take action. Doing so will earn you my favor and the information that I have.
Go time, boys!
All right, yep, okay, action. All right, action. All right, I look around for some action to take.
Okay, so the vault doors in here are all closed, yes?
Yes.
And are they mechanical or electronic?
Vault doors. Good one, Neil.
They are mechanical. So the sprite says, he gestures to the vault to his left. It says, "Inside is my friend, and she is hurt. You must rescue her, and I will tell you how to find the person you are looking for."
Oh, no way. I'm
Let's
beginning
go,
to
boys.
think this might be.
Okay, I'm just straight over to the
Franklin
door.
looks at the sprite, do I know you a little bit?
Sounds
Anyway,
like me and Neil are charging.
anyway, let's go through the door he's pointing at. Come on.
Yeah, try to open it.
So as you sort of head past, he says, "Wait."
What?
Wait.
She wishes harm upon you. that is a complication.
Wait, what?
What?
You must,
What?
you must see that no harm comes to her.
Yeah, no, of course. Franklin, do you know what the fuck? Can you find out what the fuck?
Okay, so basically there's someone on the other side of the door. She wishes harm upon us, but we mustn't harm her, okay? We must absolutely not harm her.
Yeah, I got that bit. Thank you.
Alright, so like mages to the front, control thoughts. You do that thing you did where you made everyone chill as fuck. Clay,
All right.
do that thing you do.
Alright, yep. Clay with me, we're doing the thing. I need you to
Or I
do
can.
what he just did.
Clay, you can bill me.
If this is Bitzy, as I assume it is, I mean, I know her. This is the best I can offer. You do magic. I'd be all like, hey, we're all up there. Why don't know? I'm very confused.
Yeah, all right. That sounds good.
I can also do influence. I don't know if we can do like a join forces and do a.
I mean, I
Times.
do influence by area of effect, so it's going to affect everyone. Which, I mean, if we're trying to influence a peaceful mood, then that's probably in our favor for us also to be.
I got an idea.
That we're
Just
supposed.
influence everybody to be friends.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
Except for Franklin.
Yeah, you go
Look,
on the outer edge.
I'm a magician, not a miracle worker.
Fair enough. I walk out to the other edge and I like call over to the sprite. I'm like, my friends have taken precautions to ensure an absolutely chill state of affairs. No violence shall be carried out heretofore.
So I'm just going to hold my shotgun sort of down behind my leg, so it doesn't look like I'm holding a gun, but I'm holding a gun.
Okay.
So I'll cast my mind.
And I will.
Or friendship.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm just looking at Clay, waiting for the nod to open the door.
We should probably roll dice for it then. Huh?
Mm-hmm. How strong do you want the spell to be?
Pretty strong. Because I really don't want anyone attacking anyone else.
So desperate.
Yeah, pretty desperate. 4 dice, please. Sorry. Hey.
Okay. So soft strands of your melody start making everyone feel a little less anxious.
All right, Neil. Should be ready to go.
Yeah, I open the door.
Okay. So within the vault, surrounded by several burning down candles, is and at the rear corner, slumped over with her knees up around her chest, is the disheveled form of the red-haired sorceress known as Goldie.
But
What?
What?
She takes a swig from a bottle.
wait, is
You are not who I was expecting.
Can I have a quick refresher on who Goldie is?
Remember when you went to Schloss Hinterlassen?
Right.
Yeah, she was the one I was rude to, and yeah, I remember.
wait? No, I don't remember. I think now.
She was the one that was like, "Don't tell anyone that I'm magical. No one in
Should
this
I
town
die?
knows. They don't know that I'm a magic because they don't like it." And she wanted the book.
Oh, in
She
Germany.
was gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
What the fuck?
She was like raised by the baron or some shit and believed that she deserved to have all the riches.
I believe there was a certain arrangement that was made specifically with Orla that if she helped you, you would give her the book.
Give her the book.
And as I recall, you failed to uphold your part of it.
Fuck.
Oh,
So she just says in her sort of strange mishmash of sort of Russian-German accent, at last.
Can Ola make herself invisible right now?
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
There was a point where the betrayal happened where I'm pretty sure it was Gar that said, well, that won't come back to bite us in the ass. And you know the danger with making enemies amongst people who know everything about your team?
Fuck.
No, do tell.
I'd rather show.
Fuck. I'm so confused. Okay, so just to take a moment, this is one of the vaults that was shielded or not shielded?
This one's shielded, but as long as you're not astrally active, you can walk through it. It's not a physical shield, it's a mana shield.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing, which, I mean, Neil wouldn't really know about, but if it's the algae fucking thing, then with the door open, then it's open. Like,
Correct.
where this was, okay.
There is a barrier regardless of the door, implying that it's not part of the structure.
Okay, sweet. Neil is oblivious to this. And he looks back at... Oh, yeah.
Sorry, you go. I turn to the battery guy and I'm like, who are you? Who's this bitch?
She's my friend, and you must help her.
Excuse me, love. My new friend here says I should help you. I mean, I'm always inclined to, do these guys a favor. But what's all this? What's all this? All of this, he says, gesturing to everything.
So she takes another drink from her bottle and says, well, it's fairly clearly a trap. I had some reliable information that this team was used to falling for this sort of thing. And I have a score to settle.
I'd like to point out at this point that I'm not entirely with them. I'm more of like an independent contractor sort of scenario. And I got no beef with you.
Goldie, I would like to just say, technically, I wasn't the one who handed the book. Who took the book.
Technically, I won't be the one that kills you. The uncontrolled spirits that I've left in the other vault will do that. As soon as the ward drops.
Oh my god.
Which should be fairly soon. She takes another drink.
Look, what can I do? Can I do anything?
Perish.
No, Mr. Bond. I want you to die.
I mean, table talk. Didn't we, effectively, destroy all of her hopes and dreams? Just a little bit? All of them? All her hopes and all of her dreams.
I don't recall the specifics, but what I do remember is it seemed like a good idea at the time.
I feel like Orla didn't make the call.
In a good position, though, because I remember specifically Molly and Clay being all like, we didn't leave in a bad situation. Sheila was left in charge, wasn't she, though? She didn't get her book, but she still took over, didn't she? And things were all happy.
That's
Happy
what I
days.
thought.
Is that actually what happened, or is my memory failing me?
I don't think you really stuck around to find out what happened, but in theory, the book that you gave was to the resistance effort that weren't particularly in favor of the old regime. And she was part of that.
And also, she turned out to be a bit of like a bitch, and like
Yeah,
her whole like nice
this-
routine was actually like a fucking big charade,
Betty
if I
got
remember
addicted.
correctly.
She's now like.
Are you
just-
trying to re-establish the high ground here?
I
For
don't
what
know,
it's
because
worth,
I'm
Goldie.
currently
Give
playing
him the high
Franklin
ground.
and feel very uninvested in the situation.
Goldie, for what it's worth, I took great care of that book for like ages. It was in good hands.
So, alright, guys, like, just to recap, we thought someone was here, she's not here, so it's all an elaborate trap, and our lives are in danger. Me personally, I'd like to just go. Is that okay? Doesn't look like
Goldie.
it. Alright, so what are we doing?
We're still trying to find Bitzy.
Goldie,
Yeah.
where's Bitzy?
I mean, there's got to be no harm in telling us now if we're going to die, right?
Speaking of dying, answer the fucking question. And the shotgun comes back into view.
Dude,
Perhaps-
there's like uncontrollable demons in the vault next door. Or some shit.
It is a spell I'm sustaining, which Orla well knows when I cease to function, the ward will drop, and the spirits will do what they want.
So I'm just looking to Orla with a questioning look, as if to say, does that sound like a thing that's in the real world?
Yep. She can't die.
During, can I attempt to make a maneuver? Can I make a move on her? Because I feel like I want to influence this situation a bit, to be honest. During that conversation, could I have been, kind of
Edging closer?
slowly, kind of getting, obviously as long as she hasn't noticed, but trying to get a bit of a position on her, because my goal being, I want to kind of, I want to control her thoughts. I want to cast that on her. But for me, with how I imagine Slick does it, I need to be in close proximity to be able to kind of touch her. So I'm trying to get myself in position so I can actually potentially achieve that.
Okay, yep, so you can maneuver to improve your chances at being able to do that, for sure.
Yeah. Sweet.
Does anyone want to help Slick, like by distracting her, for example?
I think like my
Yeah.
small talk, like trying to like throw these guys under the bus. So yeah, I'm basically going to engage her in very engaging small talk using my influence or influence or perform to like just
Or
draw her
social?
attention on me. Keep her
Yeah,
attention on me.
Yeah, influence is probably the right thing.
3 dice. So
Or
yeah.
I could pick a fight with Franklin. That's always a classic.
This is risky, obviously, at this stage. Just if
you say
Well,
3?
just stand by there, Clay, and I will maybe give you reason to. So yeah, as I was saying, like my understanding, these guys total shitbags. Roll the 3 dice, please.
This fucking guy. Oh.
These guys total shitbags. Total shitbags. I'm gonna go ahead and resist that if I can, without even hearing the consequences.
you may.
4 dice, please. These guys, total shitbags, total shitbags. And you know what? I agree wholeheartedly.
So, with your no karma, how do you intend to pay the 1 karma that costs you?
Can I arrange an overdraft?
I would like to arrange an overdraft.
What do you suppose an appropriate response to the aforementioned redlining your capability might be at this point in time.
I don't know. It kind of feels like I've been digging my own grave to give you suggestions at this point.
You'd rather I dug the grave for you?
Oh no. I mean like okay.
I just
Okay.
right in the face.
Possibly, maybe my something happens to my sprites. I don't know.
Yeah, that could work. So yeah, let's say that. So there's a coupled with a extreme kind of surge in the matrix signal around here, as well as your attention focused and your anxiety about what could be your imminent death. When the signal is kind of restored, you realize that your sprites are no longer bound.
Oh, fuck.
But you're regretting a French maid outfit now.
Whoa, it's super sexy now.
And so
I have surprisingly little involvement over the French maid outfit, I'll tell you what.
So Goldie says, I can see you're new on the team. Perhaps a lesson in their history might help make up your mind as to whether you should really work with them again, assuming you do survive. She takes another drink.
Doesn't that also imply that the rest of us survive too?
Chance is a fine thing, after all.
I mean, it sounds like our odds are improving by the second.
Well,
Can I roll for distraction now?
You may.
Franklin is really resigned, so he just like sits down. If there's a chair handy, he's like, "All right, tell your fucking story then, love."
3 dice, please. Oh,
Holy hell. So another attempt to distract. So, I mean, in this case, she is going to... it's going to compromise...
I'm sorry, Slick. It's like
attempt.
she's a drunken master of socialization. And she's clearly been drinking a lot.
It basically means that it would make your attempt desperate, Slick, and worsen the position. You don't think she's aware of you, but she is.
Right, so I need to kind of, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doubling down. I'm going with a gut. I feel like I want to double down. I want to continue with the maneuver, and I want to go in there, and I do want to see if I can cast control thoughts on her. And can I? Because you say that obviously this is now going to be desperate. This is like at the very limit of how hard I can try. So it is very push. Yeah, well, this is what I was going to say. Can I spend karma to then get more dice?
Yes, you may.
So how many dice do I get?
You spend 2 karma and get 1 extra die.
Well, for the maneuver part, I've got 4 for maneuver, so I'll spend 2 karma, and then does that make it 5?
Yes. The other thing you can do is you can increase your effect by spending karma. So you can take it from like a standard effect to a great effect, meaning that the next stage of it should be a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
Oh, I feel like that's something I should do for my control thoughts stage, though.
Because you can get better than a 6 if you get double 6s, but you can't get better than that, and that's also not a high chance, even on 5 dice.
I'll just stick with the 5 dice. I'll spend the 1 karma.
2 karma.
Oh, shit. Fucking 2 karma. Which brings me down to 5. Right, yeah, 5 dice. Good to go.
All right. So yeah, success, despite the problems. So yeah, she. What does Clay say? Because even though it doesn't distract her as such. Slick is just so damn good that he's able to edge forward without her noticing, regardless.
Clay says, "Listen, lady, you're not really making us regret our decision by giving us a massive display of vindictive pettiness."
So she kind of looks down for a second. Perhaps not, but what else is left to me? You took everything.
You still got your health and your massive drinking problem, which I didn't know about before, but oof.
She looks down at the bottle, as you say, health, not drinking problem, and gives a chuckle.
Oh, fuck. What if it's not booze?
Wait,
What if it's like booze or... sorry. Sorry, force of habit.
Oh,
What if
this
it's...
is a murder-suicide,
Yeah,
Franklin says out loud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's
It's like
drinking
poison or some
poison,
shit.
and when she dies, right, guys? Right,
Uh.
guys? When she dies, all the spirits around here gonna rip us to shreds. Isn't that right, Sprite Guy? I turn to the Sprite Guy.
Okay, so I just turn around and grab Clay by the shoulders, and I'm like, unpoison magic!
healing.
Heal.
And look over Orla. I'm like, magic! Make unpoison!
Heal won't do it. There are anti-toxin
Oh.
spells.
Fuck. I don't have that.
Don't do it
She-
anyway.
Raises the bottle as a ironic salute.
So I would like to bat the bottle out of her hand, knowing it's too little too late, but wanting to make a gesture of some kind.
Yep.
You
Right.
know, I just
Shattered
gotta say, like, you guys, she hates you so much that she's prepared to lure you here and kill herself to kill you.
Yeah. I get it.
She only
Jesus.
made a lot.
She says, I was given an opportunity by someone else who seems to dislike you.
I think
Narrow
you're putting it
down,
a
why
little
don't
bit
ya?
mildly.
I'd like to turn to the sprite and be like, can you, is there any way you can help us? Like, we've been very nice to your friend.
He says, I have tried to talk her out of this.
Okay, well, Franklin's having that.
Alright. Okay,
Well, Franklin-
see, I can't think of anything else to do, so can I just spend the next little amount of time trying to make the sprite whole?
Alright, so while Franklin was talking to the sprite, I'd like to turn around and be like, who was it? If we're all dead, you might as well tell us.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
may as well tell us where Bitzy is too.
Okay, so Franklin, the sprite is weakened because presumably he became free at some point, and in time he will naturally recover. There's not really anything you can do about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Goldie just sort of frowns and says, "Well, obviously your technomantic friend, he had a great deal of information about you. He told me about another encounter where some of you were led into a sewer and disposed of. He wasn't sure if it would work again, but he provided the means. I staged the break-in at the girl's apartment, and I left clues for you to follow. I knew, as perceptive as you are, you would find them, and you would come here. And here we are.
Motherfucker.
And I will make a promise to you,
Oh, yeah, alright then.
and I will keep it.
I'm all fucking ears. Wait, hang on. Tell you what, tell us where Bitzy is, and I won't shoot your foot off.
Do you think that makes a difference to me right now? Even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you.
I mean, I don't think you're planning on running the fucking London Marathon anytime soon, but take it from me, fucking having a bit of your, having an extremity separated from your body by buckshot hurts like fuck.
I'd prefer it if you didn't do that. If that's
Yeah,
okay.
lots of people would.
I feel like this is the moment, if I can. I think Slick wants to jump in and cast his control thoughts on her.
Okay.
And I want to I want to make sure that I've really got the best mind infiltration hold that I can. So I'm gonna spend more karma to get more dice, but I do want to go, a good old full strength. I'm going in. I want to try and get as much.
Do you mean you want to increase the effect? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yes, the effect, not the dice, because the effect is what I'm after. I really want to gain good control over, that
Okay.
action.
So yeah, you'll be able to do that at risky in this case because she is a trained magic user.
Okay.
So they are
Is she?
typically a lot harder to influence with spells, which is why Clay's spell isn't particularly effective on her. On the other hand, she is also intoxicated in a number of ways, which make it a little easier.
I thought she wasn't trained because she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've got these magical powers, or was she lying?
Yeah, that was definitely a ruse.
Oh, fuck. So fucking gullible, man. So
Well,
trusting.
I'll double down then. I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna spend the 4 karma. I'll spend 2 karma on the
You
extra
can't,
dice.
you can't double up. It's one.
Can
of
I
the-
not? Right. Well, I'll choose to go for the effect then. I'll go for the effect to increase the control.
You can, as I recall, you can take a devil's bargain as well as pay karma.
So
That's the only
what's
way you can get. Well, it means we make a deal, which means even if you succeed, something bad will happen, a consequence.
right? Ooh, nah. I'm not striking no deals with no devil. Nah. Well,
Come on, the name is misleading.
Just say no before you heard his options, right?
no.
Come into my store.
I'll
I have
Come
lots of-
on. Roll the dice.
no. I'll stick with just. I'll spend the 2 karma to increase
Increase
my
the effect.
yeah. But I think what we have been doing, if I remember correctly, last time I did control thoughts, it was
It's probably your
influence. That sounds about right to me. I've only got 2 in influence, so we're really risking it here. Faith, yeah. Come on, I have faith.
Success, but with a consequence. But luckily, it's only risky. Okay, so
Roll again, a desperate.
I'm not that mean. It'll be limited time control. You'll have control of her for sort of a couple of turns, so enough to do something, and after that she will break your control.
Dismiss the spirits.
What was kind of
They're uncontrolled.
Oh,
They're not bound to her.
in check though.
She's smarter than that.
Induce vomiting.
Yeah, well, I can resist that, can't I?
You may, yeah.
I shall resist. That doesn't sound very good to me.
Okay.
And the resist, how does that? That was influence. So that's my spirit, isn't it?
Yes.
So I got 2.
Oof. Big oof.
So
Oof.
2 extra karma in the end.
You must be
you're-
running a bit low.
Yeah, I've just zapped myself straight down to 1 right now.
Goody. Good thing you got plenty of time after this to recover.
Are we playing Mech Warrior after this? Or?
Well, I wasn't sure how quickly you'd get through this. Obviously, I was wrong.
Well, so obviously my goal with that was now I want to be able to. She's obviously keeping a lot of things in check with her barriers, right? So when she dies, it kind of releases everything.
She's sustaining them, yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of want to, first of all, maybe let's try and get her on my side. I really want to be able to, I don't know, can I make her kind of forget that we screwed her over? Let's just get rid of that all of memory and, just make her think that, we're actually on her side.
You can't erase memory, but you can kind of achieve that. Like you can.
That's kind of what I'm after. Like I don't want her thinking we're against her anymore. Kind of want her thinking that we're all on the same side and she needs to help us.
Okay.
That's the idea. So then she can continue to sustain this for as long as she can for us.
Okay. So yeah, you push deep into her mind, and you can just feel the. It's almost like there used to be this hot boiling rage there, but it scoured everything out, and now it's just emptiness to some degree. Like she's accepted her fate to some sort of degree. But
Find out if she knows the anti-venom spell.
But you're able to sort of spin that so that she doesn't feel any particular ill will towards you, and she starts to cry.
Oof.
Well, I think I achieved the job, guys, but I did not mean for her to cry. I don't know what to do.
As if I didn't feel bad already. Fuck.
Fucking
She made a
forget
bed
that.
over.
Hey, we need to find where Bitzy is.
Yeah, of course. I've been trying to ask her.
No,
Well,
don't.
hopefully now I think I've convinced her that we're not, bad people. She thinks we're a bit more on her side. So maybe if we interrogate her now, we're going to get a different answer.
We need all the information we can get.
Goldie,
Is that
please
what you're
just
saying?
tell me
Oh.
everything.
All right. So she says, I don't know where he is, but Sparks does. She gestures to the sprite. He belonged to Flick once.
Oi, Spark.
So it swivels its head. It says, you've calmed her down. But you
Yes,
need to
you're
help her.
welcome.
Yeah, and we will. But we need to find our friend as well.
I feel like her help is going to take a while.
Quid pro quo. We will help your friend, but you're gonna help us help ours.
She's ingested a tetrotoxin. You will need to find the antidote.
I'm gonna Google that.
It's Fugu. Ingestion onset of death is 10 minutes.
Oh, it didn't hurt Homer.
A lot of things don't hurt Homer.
Is that the pufferfish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be like, Franklin, can you find out where to get that? And I'm immediately just running to the car, which
Yeah,
I'm also, and the car is a 4-wheel drive, so it's going to meet me at the top of the stairs at the door.
Ola, do you know like a detect object spell or something?
I do.
that's
No, I don't. Yes, I do.
There is not a broad spectrum anti-venom kind of thing, but there is a compound, I think it's called Melodics, something like that, which
I'll Google that too.
potentially could be held at the free clinic.
The clinic.
How far was the clinic from the front door?
That's right.
It's on the corner, the other opposite corner of the other block. So,
Well, obviously I'm driving then. I can't walk that far.
yeah, it's
All
like
right,
a mile. The
so-
block is about a mile.
Are we scooping
Oh.
and running with her? Someone just gonna pick her up and we'll just run? What?
So I'm already probably halfway up the stairs right now.
Oh yeah, but
I'll-
they can still
I'll
do that,
grab
I
her.
guess. Yeah. All right. So
Um,
yeah, pick her up.
Fuck, 10 minutes is not long.
And how many
Oh,
minutes
but-
since she started drinking do you think?
Goldie, you don't know the anti-venom spell, do you? Because that would save us a whole lot of hits.
So through sobs, she said, I didn't want anything that would change my mind.
Fuck.
Stay with me, Goldie. Stay with me.
Okay, so sounds like probably a clock.
Oh, shit.
You're gonna run to the clinic, or you're driving to the clinic. So
Yeah, so I'm having the car it's a four-wheel drive, right? So I'm just having it drive up the fucking stairs, and I'll meet it at the front door and jump in and then go. So before I let one wheel spin a little bit to make some smoke. This time it's just full power to all four wheels, and if I have to drift the whole way, well, so be it. I'll get my flat peak hat later.
Hey, Franklin, make yourself useful and place an order for click and collect.
I don't think that's how a clinic works, Clay.
What?
That's not how a clinic works, Clay.
I mean, you can see the line through your drone already. There's a few people still. In fact,
how far?
Grace hasn't even made it to the front of the line yet.
So in group chat, I'm like, someone figure out exactly what I need to say to the people there to make them give me the thing. So when I get there, I
we're
can
not
say that
saying
thing.
we don't have time for talk. We got
No.
to just fucking shoplift.
Yeah,
Or-
Behind the counter, or
won't worry with the clock. We'll just do a test, I think. A driving test.
ram raid.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say if you
You're
burst in holding her in your arms, being like it's an emergency, because that happened to me once at White Cross, and they like saw me straight away.
It's a crowded street for the most part, and you're aiming to get there as soon as you can. So it's gonna
I
be.
just realized I should have brought the patient with me.
Jeez.
Well, presumably you're grabbing the car to go pick her up because you didn't park next to the bank. So you're going to have to do a bit of driving, a bit of running
Okay.
first.
Well, I'm driving the car remotely to the bank
Hmm.
while I'm running to the front door. Oh yeah, I did park. Okay, so while I'm driving it to there, I'm also wait. That's going to be difficult. Clay, grab her, get to the front door. We're going.
Right.
Okay, so driving. Is that maneuver?
Yeah, it will be in this case for sure.
I would like to push for an extra die, please.
Cool. It's just risky at this point to get the car to you.
Oh wait, yeah, no, sorry, I won't push yet. But trust me, that's coming.
Side note: I'm okay with going on a bit later if
No,
we
we're
can.
going to finish in 3 minutes exactly. No. Yeah, I figured. Okay, success with a
What's the-
consequence.
Hit me.
You are going to strike several of the cars along the way. Is basically the route that you're able to plan out in the sort of microseconds indicate that to get to your objective at the right time, you're going to have to do some damage. Unless you resist.
You muted yourself.
Sorry. Are we talking cosmetic damage or significant damage?
Oh, it won't really cause any damage to your vehicle.
Fuck 'em.
Sweet.
Emergency.
Yeah, just yell that out as you Why?
I'll put my hazards on. That makes it okay.
Okay, cool. You know, it's good to know that we're happy to plant some more seeds for later on. Carry on.
You dented my car! Now die!
Yeah, my conscience is clean, but I am aware that people aren't going to appreciate that.
We can come back later and offer some
Do some panel
partial
beating.
compensation.
Hey,
Yeah.
Franklin, you just leave some AI notes saying, sorry, it was a life or death situation.
Yeah.
And it'll buff out.
Just a ticker tape parade behind us.
No.
So who's carrying her up to the
Me.
car? All right. So what I will get you to do,
Oh, fuck.
I'll just get you to do a body resistance for the strain,
Oh.
basically.
I'm not great at that. So body, 3.
Can I shove my fingers down her throat to try and get her to vomit?
It won't help.
Ooh.
Hey, nice.
Boom!
You get karma back
Nice.
for that.
Oh, sweet.
Woohoo.
All right.
I don't think you do normally, but because we skipped a test as such.
Right
So
on.
yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but something gives you wings. You don't
Aw.
even feel the effort getting her up.
It was
the
Red
stairs.
Bull.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so car pulls up at the front, driverless until Neil gets in it, and so now you're going to peel off down the street to get to the clinic.
I'm basically going to get the car turned around, so as soon as Clay shovels Goldie in, all 4 wheels are going to do 6 burnouts.
Is everyone else getting in as well?
I'll walk.
I assume Franklin
Basically,
said be nearby to sustain his spell, right?
once Clay and Goldie are in the car's leaving. So if you want to come, you've got to be very fast indeed.
I'll just trail behind.
This is me mitigating the consequences of further tests then.
Sure. I guess I should then point out that whoever doesn't get in the car won't be on site to assist you with whatever situation happens at the clinic.
I'll be in the car.
Yeah.
Who can run faster than a troll carrying a crazy person?
I feel like elves are pretty quick.
Generally, yes.
I'll be the one that's opening the door for them.
So, is it who's coming along? Who's getting in?
Oh yeah, we're all coming. I'm coming.
Okay. So, take a little bit more time to get everybody in.
I'm like a fucking bowl of light.
If they're not in, they're left behind.
This is a well-oiled machine.
Okay. Well, let's test how well oiled it is. Yeah, I would say maneuver is probably kind of what
Did
you
you
guys are
just
wanting
say
to
that?
do.
What?
So it's just a case of everyone rolling maneuver and whoever fails gets left behind. Kind of
Oh,
deal.
shit, I do not have good maneuver.
No, you're all good, Clay.
Oh,
'cause
don't worry, I'm waiting for you.
Before. Yeah.
The rest of us.
I think it's
The rest of you aren't carrying someone who's dying of poison. Sorry.
Okay,
mean,
well,
once
if we don't
Once you're
make
clear,
it, we'll just run to the clinic because it's not far.
Yeah.
so
Someone-
you're rolling. Maneuver?
I need people to tell me what their fucking numbers are.
Right,
Oh, I
no,
have
I'm
no- I have
maneuvering
none.
4. I'm 4.
Okay. Here's Slick.
Okay,
Success.
it's all good. As expected, probably vaults in a bloody window or something.
Yep. Who's next?
Franklin's not even going to bother because he's got
He's in
one.
the car
on
when
the
it shows
roll.
up.
Okay, roll 1 die. Roll 1 die.
Just the one.
Ah!
Face plant.
Orla has 0 in maneuver. I feel like she should have more than 0.
It's
It
not
would
your
be
forte.
good if she did. So it's 2 and take the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey!
Wow. she's
Do I get an
motivated.
extra karma for that?
Well, technically, I don't think you can get a critical success when you've only technically got one die. So
The
Damn
6 is its own reward.
yeah, the odds of it were astronomical. So,
Fuck yeah.
yeah, so somehow
1 in
Paula
36.
just slides up there as well. What's that?
Yeah, that was a 1 in 36 chance.
Okay, so yeah, that's everyone except for Franklin.
Please describe
so-
it as Franklin.
Driving again then.
Yes.
So this time position is desperate.
Okay, so this time I'd like to push for an extra die,
Mhm.
bringing me to a total of 4. I need to fuck that
You
one
can
up.
hear some sort of hacking cough starting to occur in the depths of Goldie's lungs.
I do even more driving.
Is that me
Oh
trying
my.
to? Oh.
Okay, so annoyingly, I don't have any karma to resist that. What was the consequence again?
The consequence in this case is no longer hitting cars; it's hitting people.
What the fuck?
I mean, as
That
long as it costs
escalated massively.
I mean, is this what you mean by desperate consequences?
Yes.
Jeez.
So you can still roll to resist. It's just going to be very bad if you have to pay karma.
How was this? With mind, okay. Oh wait, no, it's maneuver body. Yes. Oh. Fuck me. Oh, cock me up with poo. Okay. So I've got a slight problem there. Are we still doing overdrafts or?
You got no karma. Fuck.
I burned a lot in the last few minutes.
I think our lending institution has just closed the loan.
There's a run on the.
applications.
Has there been a run on the karma banks? Like,
Would you like to suggest an appropriate horrible situation that will befall Neil?
okay, so the idea being I resisted so I don't run over the people, but something else terrible happened.
Yes, to you specifically.
To me specifically, okay. Oh gosh. Cute.
Neil can't drink for like a month.
He gets disconnected from his car and suffers dump shock.
Oh.
Yeah, that's.
Or the car gets ruined.
Yeah, maybe I like.
Consequently, drives into the clinic.
I realize I'm about to crash into a bunch of people, and I push way too hard through the vehicle control rig to avoid them, and it fucking burns the VCR out, and there's like massive fucking feedback that causes some kind of horrible thing to happen.
All right, that sounds fun.
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, as described, so Neil essentially starts sort of flopping around in the driver's seat just as the car's pulling up. None of you know what's happening to him. He can't communicate.
Jesus Christ.
But the car has made it just outside the front of the clinic. People scattering away from it, essentially, as it mounts the curb and comes to a rest next to a like an old newspaper stand that's long since been denuded of paper.
But we're at the clinic now.
Yeah, I jump and barrel roll out of the car to give room for Clay and Goldie to come up.
Someone with your maneuver score should not be trying to barrel roll.
Yeah, my free time, I'm gonna work on that. I'll do some gymnastics or something.
Neil, you're still conscious, but you're completely out of it, and thick blood is bubbling out of your nose. But you're not.
I would like to twitch and froth, please.
Okay, well, can you support Goldie for a second? Because I've got an idea.
Okay.
I want to burst into the clinic, do like a shredding power chord, shredding metal solo, like just a fucking trill, basically, and then end it on a power chord, doing like a knee slide, and just issue like a metal scream that I would mimic it, but my voice does not go that high. Basically, singing, "We need anti-venom. It's an emergency."
Are you guys even for real? What was that?
Franklin's like, what the fuck is this?
This isn't the time.
Fuck you, dude. Go for it. I got
Effectively,
this.
I am casting the spell of control.
Yeah.
You know,
And
control.
at full power?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking emergency, right?
Full power metal.
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead.
4 dice, please. Oh, come on. Resist.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 4 dice again. Sorry.
Lucky. How much karma do you have left?
7 actually. I'm positive from this session.
I started on like 6.
I started at 7.
Okay, so yeah, people like. I mean, there's a frenzied troll running through the door. You know, there's a choking.
Oh, and can I add, and possibly a trauma kit?
Yeah, so everyone's sort of just backing away. What the hell? Everyone's confused. There's just chaos, and your cord just cuts through all of that, and you see the wearied and blasé staff on the counter. All of that is just blown away instantly, and they become the focused, dedicated professionals they wish they could have become years ago when they graduated, and they leap out from behind the counter and take over custody of Goldie. And immediately you just hear the back and forth banter. You know, what do we got? Pupils blown, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, you see one of them grab like an air syringe out of a lockbox over the counter, throw it to one of the ones dealing with her on the ground, who injects her immediately, and the sort of twitching that she was starting to develop and the racking dry heave subsides.
Cool. Can I cast heal on Neil?
Yes, you can.
All right. I'm gonna do that then.
What?
Unless there's like a better option in this clinic we're in.
Well, I mean, magical healing is usually
Pretty good.
yeah, it's
All right.
much rapid. It just, you know, obviously sometimes bears a cost. In this
Sweet.
case, you don't really need to roll because and it's potentially something that you become aware of as you heal him, is that the damage he has suffered is mostly cosmetic.
Okay.
But there's something more to it that you can't touch.
Oh, okay. Tried, mate.
Oh, that's just my shit attitude. Don't worry about that.
Does it still cost the karma to make it permanent?
No, not in this case, because there's no kind of mechanical effect.
I can't even give it away, Neil.
Okay, so yeah, the chaos slowly sort of transforms back into order. Goldie's body's put on a gurney and taken into the clinic, and you're given details by the staff there, assuming that you're an interested party on their behalf. And yeah, otherwise it's kind of a we'll keep her in for observation. Anything else we should know?
Is she conscious?
No.
Fuck. No.
Now that she's unconscious, does the barrier drop and hell break loose? Or
She doesn't seem to be completely unconscious from what you
Okay.
saw. She's out of it, but she's not completely unconscious.
is that a going concern for us, guys? Because like there were people in that building.
My mouth tastes like blood and puke.
I don't think it's a concern for them because it sounded like they were just gunning for us.
Plus, as well, how Ben, how long would my control thoughts kind of last for?
Well, spells typically last as long as you sustain them, depending on your own kind of rules. Like if you have to keep touching them to be effective.
Wasn't a consequence of that specific test that it wasn't going to last long anyway?
He resisted that.
Yeah, no, I resisted that. Well,
At the
in
very
that case,
least, you
maybe.
have to be within line of sight. So
Yeah, because I mean, I've always imagined that with Slick, with how his thing works, is like as if his shadow. I kind of imagine his shadow kind of maybe turning into smoke and kind of just entering their head. So I don't know. Maybe it's best that I hang around and maybe make sure that she stays in a good mood, eh?
Now that she's been healed, can Franklin ask that sprite fella to like, yeah, we have to hey, so good.
yeah, so
Tell us where the. Yeah.
he appears next to you
Oh shit!
and says her life signs are positive. Thank you.
Yeah, his shit attitude might return though.
You're welcome. My other sprites like these little bits of like AR fish. Do you want one?
Franklin, this is not the time.
I put it where his mouth might be.
I'm good.
Yeah, that quote for the episode title. I put it where his mouth might be.
So can you tell us where our friend is now?
Yes. There are several details that I can provide. He holds up like a small spiked ball, which he pushes over through the air towards you.
I grab it.
Okay, so immediately you can feel data streaming into your mind. What you see doesn't make a lot of sense to you in terms of faces, etc. You see essentially Flick talking to some suit. You get some like corollary data, which is talking about Ares mecha technology. But finally, you get a location of the Portland airport, specifically a hangar within the airport.
I relay it to the team. I'm like,
No.
yeah, look, Sparky came through, gave us this website, this location. It's a hangar, the Boston airport, at the Portland airport.
And yeah, there seems to be some more details. That's your brief overview, but a little bit more processing determines that it looks like a deal has been set up with a man named Vasquez.
Yeah, it looks like a deal's being set up with a guy named Vasquez. See another one of your enemies.
God. I mean, he's just a bit of a dick, isn't he?
Wait, didn't I meet that kind of racist dude at Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ugh.
So we're going to the airport. Is that what's happening?
My brain smells like burning.
Are we maybe gonna leave it there for tonight?
I smell sausages.
Yeah, there is, like I say, there's kind of more data in that thing that you'll probably have to look over, but that just gives you the highlights.
Okay, so what sort of state is Neil in now?
Woozy. So you feel like you've been up all night drinking, but functional. You're a high functioning drunk.
I mean, isn't that like pretty much the truth anyway?
Yes, except I haven't been drinking today.
You do have some warning diagnostics from your VCR.
Oh, alright, I'll run those codes. What does that say?
Urgent maintenance needed.
Nah, piss.
Do not use unit.
Piss and ass. That's alright, I could drive manual. Come on, boys! Is there a level of harm associated with this?
No, your harm has been healed by Clay. You just have damaged cyberware.
Oh, so he healed? Oh, I just saw that I had a bullet hole from earlier when those guys jumped us at the apartment.
Oh, in that
Level
case,
one.
you will have to spend karma, Clay.
All right,
so
I
we
mean,
can
that's
afford it.
it's the least I can do after what Neil's been through.
Alright, so yeah, we'll leave it there and then hopefully wrap things up. I think there was a problem with next week, like someone couldn't be here.
Yeah, so next week is the 29th. 29th. And that's basically the day that my partner's dad and her stepmom get here with the truck. So like, yeah, it's just not going to be possible to take 3 hours out of my day that day to play Shadowrun.
Yeah,
Okay,
understandable.
Okay, so is this wrapped up for now? Or are we got another session before MacLeod?
Like
It's
to
up
wrap
to
it
you
up.
guys. You're like, okay. So that means
The
It's a
following
Shadowrun
Monday.
Pretty sure.
The following Monday is Easter Monday. I don't know if anyone's going away or anything, but it's a
I
public
don't know.
No,
holiday.
that's when I'll be moving house, but I should be fine to do it
Okay.
because I'll have had the weekend before. I'll only need to do all day Monday if I'm starting to move on Saturday, so I've got all weekend. I should be done by Monday.
Sweet.
Well, yell out if you need a hand.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
5th.
Yeah, so Easter Monday should be the last, and then we'll do MacLeod.
Yeah. And AJ will need a quick rundown on the mech stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so AJ, we can just touch base at some point in the next couple of weeks. We can test out your character and shit.
Yeah, probably link him that
yeah.
sheet with the pre-generated characters now though, so we can have a look and see which one you might actually want to play though.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll send you a PDF with some characters to choose from. But basically, like your character, you'll get to choose who they are. These are just stats to choose from, basically.
All right. Yeah. Martin explained it roughly to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Loosely.
Man, that session was intense. I was not expecting that twist.
No, neither.
My stomach dropped.
That was sick in every regard, I'd like to say.
So everyone managed to make it back to Portland ahead of us, which is not really surprising given the detours.
Yeah, we had to go up a fucking mountain.
Yeah, exactly. They could kind of get there a little bit quicker. And yeah, it is kind of the problem with Flick being your enemy. He has access to a lot of that stuff, so it's just kind of fortunate. I mean, some of the delay was useful because it made me sort of think this shouldn't just be a normal trap. I think she would have a different take. Like, Flick wants her to do what she was planning to do and just kill you all, but that really wasn't what she wanted.
Fucking Flick. I don't know this man, but I don't like him.
Yeah, well, the main thing about Flick is that he is kind of an idiot. So
Good.
Okay,
Good.
so
Good fun.
that was an excellent session, and basically everyone was awesome, and the plot twist was extremely upsetting. But my highlight is after Austin had like already failed the role to do his convincing of Goldie, and then role played that monologue was fucking awesome.
I do feel for Franklin, definitely.
Do you?
A little, because he's like, what the fuck is all this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, what have I gotten dragged into?
Yeah, I thought we do Shadowruns. Like, what is this?
I thought it was fucking done with the book.
We
The
were
book is just the gift that keeps on giving, really.
Just-
Even you get rid of the book,
Everything-
still shit comes up.
It was
Yeah,
never
I don't
about
know.
everything was going according to plan as far as Shadowruns go until that door opened, and then it's all fucking plot twists and storming in guitar solos, evidently. Like,
I don't know if I appreciate Franklin shining the light of common sense upon our antics. You know?
Yeah, makes you feel a bit awful.
Well, I mean, whatever. He's summoning penguins and shit on.
I feel like that makes it worse.
Sexy penguins.
Sounds like Clay's gonna have to do everything next session, though. Well, I think he's about the only one with a decent amount of karma. Everyone else is sort of redlining it. It sounds.
Yeah, I got 4. I didn't use any or gain any.
All right, so the magic users are pretty stocked. So that's
Yeah,
something.
I'm not at a point where I need to do things to get some back yet. I mean, we know how that's gone in the past.
I was like, oh, it's the last session, and I'm coming in with 6 karma. This is going to be mint.
It's metagamey, isn't it? I can just spend it all; it'll be fine. No, guess not.
Oh, sweet irony.
No, very well done, Ben.
Yeah.
Hats off to
Good job.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you and fuck you.